the athletics pitch. You can kind of see it through. It's a shame everything's boarded up. Everything's boarded up, and I think it's because it's the bank holiday. I should have checked before I came all the way here. And now I've got a dilemma as to whether I just go straight to the furniture shop, which I'm near to get some carpets, and then go to Morley swimming pool, or go to Morley swimming pool and then go and get the carpets. And what I'm thinking of doing is maybe checking the opening times for St Luke's Cares, because it might not even be open on a bank holiday Monday. And then going to the swimming pool. And then I want to try and get my second bedroom tidied. And I've kind of I feel like I've just basically, with the spider situation, I think I must have just been emotionally feeling quite fragile. But I've kind of realised that they're harmless. They are very large though, which does signify to me that there is an insulation problem. Because, like I say, I lived in Holbeck for 16 months and I had daddy long legs and I can manage those. But these spiders are like really like small creatures. But I think I'm just going to sort of like, I've got my boots and I've got a big like long full length white hoodie. So once I've got the carpet and I just want to go in there, put the rug down, take out all the clothes, and then sort out the situation, take out the child's bed, and well, maybe keep that in actually, but basically just make the room look nice. I need to get some more hooks to put up some paintings, and I want to try and do that today, because I was thinking of maybe booking an Airbnb in North Yorkshire rather than West Yorkshire, where I am now. But I can't do that because I need my photographic ID, and my photographic ID is currently somewhere in my flat, my passport, and I haven't got a provisional driving licence because I need to send renewed updated medical evidence. So yeah, and I haven't done that yet because I haven't really collated like all of the medical evidence. I need it to be up to date, and I ideally need a doctor's letter that kind of outlines my medical conditions. So yeah, but basically my plan now is to check the opening hours for the furniture shop, second-hand furniture shop, either go straight there, and then the problem is if I go straight there then I'm going to be lugging around a carpet all the way to the swimming pool, and I know that this furniture shop do drop-off options, but right now I'm financially struggling, so I can't really buy any furniture. I just literally want to get a rug, a temporary rug for the second bedroom, because that's what I want to focus on at the minute. So yeah, so I want to check the opening hours, then either go for swimming first or to the furniture shop. Ideally swimming first at the Morley Active Leeds Centre, because as I say, I'm struggling financially right now. So whereas before I could go to the Edge, which is quite expensive, it's like £7 a swim. Now, because I'm in my last 100 or something, and it's a fair few days before I get my next payment, I have to now start living frugally on the breadline. So it's, you know, eating tins for food, just going to the swims where it's like £2 rather than £7. Well, I mean, on terms of transport, I still need to get my photographic bus pass because that could pass for ID, and also I need a bike, so I should be cycling everywhere. But I'll be honest with you, what I'm trying to do now is like just keep my headphones out, because I kind of felt like, I think a lot of people, especially people living in cities, they use their headphones as a way to kind of like drown out the chaos that city life presents, you know, and just kind of be in your own bubble. But for me, now I'm in the countryside up in Yorkshire, I'm just kind of trying to like engage with my senses, you know. I'm trying to like feel, smell, touch, hear and see. more and just be engaged with the life around me. And although I do kind of feel like when you're listening to music, it sort of provides a backing track, but it also kind of blurs your senses a little bit. And so I'm just basically trying to live in reality as best as I can. I can't really remember what point I was trying to make there, but basically I need to get a bus pass and a bike because I'm spending too much money on travel. But no Ubers, of course. No Ubers, no Uber Eats, no massages. I haven't had those in a very long time. Salon treatments, none of those, none of that. So just self-care procedures. And yeah, and so you can live cheaply through going to the state-run swimming pools rather than the private ones, the university ones, and just having a lot of tins of beans and sausages and tinned fruit, eating stuff like that for a while. Not buying clothes, Ubers, Uber Eats, going out to restaurants, none of that. And it's like, as I say, everything in moderation, including moderation. And although it is a bit less of a luxury lifestyle, it kind of comes with its benefits. You have to slow down a lot, you have to sort of think a bit more, and if you want entertainment, you have to speak to people around you, because you can't be going to the cinema every day. Yeah, no more cinemas, no more movies at the cinema, no more hotels. I don't really have the liberty to be able to do that. So if with this spider situation, if I need someone to actually come and kill my spiders, I'm gonna have to either call or ask someone or kill them myself. But I still haven't got the spider sprays, which I need to get, or a powerful enough hoover that would hoover them up. So I don't really know where we're going from here. Lovely YouTube subscribers, but one thing I do know is that I'm feeling a lot stronger than I was feeling on Thursday, I think it was, when I stayed in the travel lodge that night. I mean, it must have been, maybe it was Wednesday. Wait, I got back from Edinburgh on Wednesday morning, slept all of Wednesday, so it would have been on Thursday morning that I saw the spiders. So obviously, emotionally, I was feeling very kind of on high alert that morning and kind of quite fragile. I mean, it could have just maybe been exhaustion from being in Edinburgh and staying in hostels with loads of different people. I don't know because I had slept well that day, but I just then begun to feel quite just on high alert. So I needed a little bit of a break, but not like a holiday, more like a staycation, which I had. It was a proper staycation in an American hotel and a travel lodge. So I paid for it all myself, so now I'm absolutely skint. But at least the sun is shining. It's such a beautiful day. Look up there at the sky, it's a beautiful day. I managed to get not much sleep. I think I slept from about 4:30 in the morning till about 10:30, so about 6 hours. And then I got woken up by the female hotel worker. But that itself is a luxury, to get woken up by someone, to be honest. So yeah, and now I'm just walking along these country lanes, enjoying this beautiful weather whilst we still have it, and just, although the pool's closed, grateful that hopefully there'll be another pool I can go to, although I don't think it's a lane swim, I think it's just a family fun swim. So it may just be lying on my back and using it more as like aquatherapy as opposed to an actual workout. And it's like, is it worthwhile me doing that? But I kind of feel like it is, because it's just good for my emotional balance and well-being to be enclosed and encapsed and immersed in the water. It relaxes the muscles in my body and it makes me just relax. and so I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm just in this vlog just grateful for having had the luxury of being able to afford a couple of nights in a motel and have a bit of a staycation, have my own room though, but still be in like shared accommodation with like staff to look after me a little bit, you know. Was lovely. I mean, they didn't do much, but you know, they you know, made me some food, and that was nice. So yeah, but now it's just about enjoying this beautiful weather. Who knows where this day will take me? There's a dead bird on the ground. Look at that. I don't know if you can even see that, but it's a dead robin redbreast. How sad. I'm just trying to breathe and like just basically trying to relax and just be grateful for this day, because I've had some sleep. I'm about to move my body. I'm getting all this luscious vitamin D, looking up at the blue skies, and I'm just grateful to be alive really, and to be able to enjoy it all and make the most of it all. So long may it continue, because in approximately, well, a month and a half, 2 months, we will be in the thick of winter. There will not be this heat ever, there will not be this sunshine ever. The feeling of the heat on your face, on your back, on your shoulders, the brightness in your eyes, the blonde tints in my hair, the soft breeze, you know, it will be replaced for a while with just early darkness, puddles on the floor. Everybody's mood kind of decreases, and then, you know, we do have the coziness of Christmas and the kaleidoscopic colours of fireworks night in Guy Fawkes. But then we've got that January period, then it's Valentine's Day, then it's March, and then it's sort of, I think, Easter? The Shrove Tuesday, and then Easter, Mother's Day, and then Father's Day. But there are a good few months where it's just kind of bleak. So I'm just really blessed to be here in Yorkshire. I actually quite would like to go for like a hike. I'm thinking of the only place I really know where to hike is actually in Ilkley, where my grandmother lived and died 2 years ago. She lived there for 40 years, so I'm thinking of maybe going to Ilkley and doing a hike over the moors, but at the same time I'd kind of like to find somewhere a bit closer to home. But we'll see. I mean, Leeds, Harrogate and Bradford are all the kind of parts of Yorkshire that I'm really interested in getting to know, because of the fact that I have local connections with all of them. But then I was speaking to someone in the swimming pool, I think it was yesterday actually, and he kind of reminded me that England is so vast. There's, you know, there's Bradford, there's Leeds, there's Harrogate, but there's also Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, you know, then you've got the Cotswolds, Cornwall, Southampton, and Newcastle. So that's just England, and there's so much to do and explore, and each area is quite different in its cultural identity and its unique selling points. So I think I was getting into quite a sort of tunnel vision, microscopic viewpoint of my life rather than macro, and zoomed in rather than zoomed out. And now I feel a bit more like, you know, aware and feel like a bit I'm part of a bigger community. So that's been nice. But yeah, I really just feel like this is the most beautiful day in terms of the weather, and I'm just really soaking up the sunshine and feeling grateful that I'm able to go to some new places and explore and make this video and just see what Yorkshire has to offer really. And I do think it's improving my emotional health, because I feel like I'm not using my headphones as a crux as much, which I was doing before. I literally couldn't really even walk out of the door without them, and now it's been like, well, actually I forgot them I think when I was going to Edinburgh. I I think it was just before then, so it's been about 2 weeks or 3 weeks now where I've not been using them, and I actually feel much more grounded and much more much more sturdy in myself without them, so that's good. But might go and get a nice smoothie or drink and then hop on the bus, head to the pool, see if I can get in the water and see if I can get to this furniture shop, and then the fun and games begins with going back to my flat for my project and my goal that I have for today. So wish me luck. May the force be with me, but in a good way. Hopefully we can enjoy the rest of this beautiful day here and the last I don't know how many hours, maybe like, well, it's about 3 o'clock now, so probably another 7 hours of sunshine until it's dark and the night draws in. So I'm just going to try and make the best of these 7 hours, because you never know whether I'll have a day of torture tomorrow if I haven't slept. And each day when the weather's like this and when I've had some sleep and I've got my conscious senses, I feel very blessed. So let's just try and make the best of this beautiful bright day we have here, and who knows where it will take us.